Well, welcome in to another edition of The Big Picture. I'm your host, Larry Ragland, coming to you live in the Big Picture Studios. As you can see, it's glamorous. It's beautiful. As you can see, I dressed myself up real pretty for you tonight. I just put on these nice, fine clothes. Judah means praise, representing. You know what? I'm gonna make a short video tonight, and it's gonna be made available on our YouTube channel. I don't know if I'll put it on the podcast or not, yet to be determined. But I've just got this topic burning in my spirit because I'm just seeing so much of it just going on another level. It's the topic of this deconstruction. Deconstruction. You know, the deconstructing of our faith. And what does it mean? You need to know what it means, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. All right, here we go. It's time. It's time to get going. It's time to talk about some controversial stuff. Listen, I've made a commitment that I'm just not going to hold anything back on this channel. There's no telling what you're going to see on this YouTube channel, and I hope that we can stay on here for a long time. But we're going to have some very sensitive subjects we're going to talk about. But today, whenever you're watching this, we're going to talk about the subject of deconstruction. If you don't know what that is, it's a fancy term that many in the religious world now, whether it be a lot of the high-profile, some of the very famous Christian singers and authors and even pastors are joining this whole deconstruction thing. And I think it's just really, they're just bought into a lie. They're just afraid to hurt anybody's feelings. This is just such a feeling society that they've just decided to take things that have been core beliefs, not just to them at one point in their life, but to the history of the church. I mean, just the doctrine of, not the doctrine, but the belief that the Word of God is absolutely true. And people are using this term deconstruction to talk about, we're trying to reevaluate the Americanized version of Christianity, trying to reevaluate some of the churchy things that we do that are not biblical. And I agree. There are a lot of things in the church that we do that are just cultural, that are not necessarily things that were in the early church. But in an effort to try to do that, people have most of them have bought into it. And I tell you, there's a guy that is on YouTube, and he has been around in Christian music forever, lead singer of the Christian rock band Skillet, John Cooper. Man, I tell you, God is just speaking through him. He's just in another vein right now, and I've just been listening to him, watching him, and looking forward to one day maybe having him on The Big Picture to interview him. That would be an awesome, awesome privilege to have him on here, and I'm just believing God's going to happen. But I just want to honor him on this broadcast that he released today. I don't know when you're watching this, but this would be around middle of February 2022, coming out of just, the last 2 years that we've seen the things that have happened all around the world are one thing. But then we're seeing right in the middle of it, this whole deconstruction thing happening in the church. So I've never done one of these before, a reaction video. I'm just going to play just a few little clips from this, and I want to encourage you, and I'll put it down in the show notes where you can go and watch this entire podcast and YouTube broadcast. Subscribe to his channel and follow him, man. He's just speaking. He's a voice right now like very few people, but he has friends that are some of the what he calls the Christian elite that he's known for years because of the industry that he's in, that is unfortunately buying into this lie. So let's listen to this first clip here from him talking about what deconstruction is and what we see the Christian elite, and I'll call them the Christian left, coming after John Cooper. So let's listen to what he's got to say here.
So on all this deconstruction stuff, I wonder if people haven't necessarily understood what I've been talking about for the last few years. I've been talking a lot. Let me tell you what I feel passionate about. I wrote a book about it. I feel passionate about the fact that we are now living in a postmodern society.
Yep.
Let me tell you what I mean by postmodern. Postmodernism is a philosophy. Generally what we're talking about is this. There's no such thing in this philosophy as absolute truth.
Come on.
That means that there is no such thing as absolute reality.
Yep.
Okay. What it means is that we're living in a world where if I'm saying something, or we're looking at the same thing, or
Yep.
we're talking, whatever.
Listen.
We're living in a world that basically says that there can be nothing absolute about what I'm saying or about what we are seeing.
That's
I
the
may
problem.
interpret, if we go out and we both look at the ocean, I may interpret what I see differently than you interpret what you see.
Listen.
And so my reality, that's it. In fact, it's my reality, and you have your reality. It's perceived. It's not absolute, because no one can know all the things that there are to know. So I'm perceiving it in a certain way. But I can't say the truth is that ocean is blue. You can't say that because it doesn't look blue to someone else, or
Wow.
yada yada.
Wow.
I'm dumbing it down in obviously in a very deep way.
Yep.
Postmodernism says there is no such thing as absolute truth. In postmodernism, truth claims
Here it
such
is.
as Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.
Say it.
In postmodernism, truth claims become nothing but an exertion of privilege and power.
Wow.
So I can say that is absolutely true, but all that is an exertion of my privilege, all right, my power, and I can't oppress you with my power and my.
All right, listen, we got to just pause it right there and just, did you hear what he just said? We are in a society where we used to be able to agree to disagree and grow together and be able to question each other and challenge each other. But now we're at a place where you cannot tell me, I will fight you, I will cancel you, I will destroy you if you try to tell me that my version of the truth is not true. That is the epicenter of what we're facing now. We can't agree to disagree anymore. We can't grow together. Channels and social media they will only allow certain things in one viewpoint. They'll let all the things in another viewpoint, but they will not let certain things happen in this viewpoint, on the side of godliness, on the side of holiness. And in our effort to not be offensive, in our effort to represent Christ, in our effort to love people, we have so, as he just said, dumbed down and watered down the true version of Christianity that, quite frankly, it doesn't even represent Christianity anymore. So we're going to just listen to it just a little bit more, and we're going to just sort of skip forward, and then I want to encourage you to go watch it, because I don't want to put his whole thing on here on my channel, but I'm just trying to promote him because he's got a voice and he's speaking some things right now that a lot of people are scared to say and speak. And I'm thankful because he's very eloquent in how he's doing it. He's very detailed. I've read his book. It's an incredible book. And he has just made a decision. You know what? I don't care. I am going to spend my life, the rest of the years that I have here on this world, I'm going to spend my life preaching the gospel. Let's listen to just a few more minutes of this.
Truth claims. So in other words, Jesus is the truth. Well, that can be my reality. It doesn't have to be your reality, okay? Now, 20 years ago, you didn't hear a lot of people talking about this sort of thing.
Right.
Even people that didn't believe in Jesus did not kind of say, hey,
Listen.
There's no such thing as absolute truth. You have your reality, I have mine. It wasn't like that. It was more like, in general, people agreed there is objective reality. There is objective truth. We may disagree on what that is. Right? So my non-Christian friends, my atheist friends 20 years ago never would have
Listen.
believed in a postmodern structure.
Say it.
And that people of privilege and power were pushing down their oppression and calling it truth, such as 2 + 2 is 4. So we've covered that on Cooper's stuff before, right? There's this idea that 2 + 2 is 4. That's a sort of a racist superstructure of math and yada, yada. 2 + 2 can't equal 5 and these types of things. Never heard that 20 years ago.
Nope.
My atheist friend 20 years ago would still say something like this. I don't believe that Jesus is the truth, but I believe there is truth out there. We just may not know what it is.
Say
right? That's kind of the idea. We live in a time of postmodernism. I wrote a whole book about this,
Yep.
about why that is such a lie. And so we have a generation of people growing up believing that there is no such thing as truth. And they have to go on the inside. You have to go into your own feelings, into your own emotions, into your own experience, into your own lived experience, and yada, yada, in order to find what is true for me. And no one else can define it.
Wow. So here's this is what's going on here, is there's a redefinition of truth. Remember what Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man gets to the Father except by me. That's pretty exclusionary. I'm sorry. You can come after me if you want to. You can come after me and tell me that's not loving, that blah, 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 blah. That's how I feel about it. Because I'm going to tell you something. I love you enough to tell you the truth. I'm going to stand before God and give an account for what I've done with the message that I've had. How about this? How awesome is it that a hard-rocking Christian rock, tattooed, spike hair, you see him right there. I mean, I'm talking about, you ever seen a Skillet show? It's intense, y'all. And he's got more theological, doctrinal, I'll just go with that, accuracy than some of the most well-known, shiny-shoed, slick-haired preachers. Come on. I'm telling you, they are coming after you, trying to redefine everything that we know is true, whether it's gender, whether it's what a marriage looks like, whether it is, how do you get to God? All these things that our God taught us, the enemy is trying to. One more little clip. I'm just going to fast forward in here. I don't even know what it's going to fall on. We're just going to listen.
I remember they may not have called it deconstruction, but the word was started by the French philosopher Derrida as a critique of Platonism.
He's reading the article right now so far.
Promoted the middle ground. Like Lady Gaga will be on the cover of Relevant magazine, and they'll say, why prayer is important to Lady Gaga. And then you read the article, and she's like, yeah, it's so important to pray before I go on stage. But all of us know that when Lady Gaga goes on stage, she promotes everything that we do not believe in.
Wow. Come on. That's it right there. That's it. So listen, here's the bottom line. What I did this tonight for is that you need to open up your eyes. You need to wake up to the big picture. You need to see your children and your grandchildren are being taught this. They're being deconstructed. They're being deconstructed on everything, not just their faith, but on everything that we believe in, everything that's true, not just what we believe in, because you can believe in something that's not true, but everything that is true. You can't have versions of the truth. There is only the truth, okay? Everything else is a lie. So, I hold up my hand. I got 5 fingers. That is the truth. I cannot tell you that my truth is I feel like I've got 4 fingers. When I look at my hand, I feel like I have 4 fingers. You can judge me and tell me that I'm a 5-finger man all you want to, but I'm telling you right now, I'm a 4-fingered man. I only have 4 fingers. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm looking at your hand. You got 5 fingers. There's only one truth. So either Jesus told the truth. You heard the old-time preacher say it this way. He was either a lunatic, a liar, or he was Lord. Okay, so he was either a crazy man that just proclaimed himself to be something that he wasn't, or he lied about everything he did, or he was Lord. And I believe history and many other things have proven that he was not a lunatic, and he certainly was not a liar, so he must be Lord. So there's only one truth. So keep your eyes open to the big picture. A lot of stuff going on. So, going to be coming at you right here on this YouTube channel, right here on this podcast with a lot of different things. Comes to my mind, I'm telling you, I don't care anymore. I'm going to get on here, I'm going to say what's on my mind. You come at me, come after me. You don't have to agree with me. That's what we're talking about. We can agree to disagree. I'll watch your channel, you watch mine. But I'm not going to get in an argument with you. I ain't got time to argue with you. I got kingdom business to do. So, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Like this channel. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. If you listen on the podcast, follow us. Give us a 5-star review. Share this podcast. Share this YouTube broadcast. Until next time on The Big Picture, keep your eyes wide open. There's more going on than what you see with your natural eyes. You got to see it with your spirit, man. God bless. See you next time.